Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us on this special edition of the Power Hour. My name is Dery. I'm a Regional Director with North American Power. Actually, now I'm a Regional Director with Thrive. And before we begin the show, here's an important tip to enhance your viewing experience. To get the most out of our broadcast platform, we highly recommend you have the latest version of Adobe Flash installed. Use the latest version of Chrome as your browser and review the user guide. The link for this guide can be found on the Power Hour landing page. Now, if you are new to the Power Hour, it is a 1-hour online broadcast where you get to meet members of our corporate team and field leaders up close and personal, ask questions, and keep up to date with all the latest developments. The Power Hour features a new guest and a different topic every week, providing you with an inside view of what makes North American Power so unique as an opportunity that you can use to make money. Now, this week we are doing a 5 days in a row of a special edition of the Power Hour to provide you with a full review of the 2014 National Conference. Now, before we introduce to you our guests for tonight's special edition of the Power Hour, very first installment of this full review of the 2014 National Conference, we have a few announcements that we'd like to first share with you. So we'll get those announcements started right away. We want to share with you that Wednesday at 9:30, we are going to do our very first Thrive presentation. So that's at easy.com/PowerForChange. That will be at 9:30 this Wednesday. Also, we want to let you know that we are moving the Power Hour from Wednesdays at 8 p.m. to Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this would allow more participation from everyone around the country to be able to watch the show, and it will allow everyone else that's going and attending events to be able to do that. So that's why we're making the move. We also want to discuss our mission and principles that power us. We believe in and stand for these power principles. We want you to know that as independent reps, you can support our mission by being proud ambassadors for our brand and emulating our principles that power our company and our opportunity. Leadership training is going on absolutely in Texas, August 23rd. This week, with Carlos and Mixie Ramirez at the Holiday Inn Civic Center in Laredo, Texas. This will be done in English and Spanish, and of course, you can always find out all the events that are happening at mypowerforchange.com/events. We also, in terms of business builder call, there's an update on this. There is no call for tonight, and next week on Monday will be a very special State of the Union call, or State of the Company call. You want to make sure that next Monday you pencil that in, because the Monday after that is Labor Day, so there's no call on September 1st. The State of the Company call is next Monday, so make it a point to put that in your calendar. Also, Lunch and Learn calls, another great place for you to learn about all the things that happen at National Conference. Great venue, because this is a place where they take Q&A. You can ask your questions, and they're answered right away. This is every day at 12 noon. Go to newstimecall.com. There's a phone number, and a great place again for you to get all the information and get your questions asked. Thrive Welcome Tours at our world headquarters. We'd love for you to visit us. You can register for your Thrive Welcome Tour at welcometours.eventbrite.com. If anything is going on, you'll be able to find it on that calendar regarding the Welcome Tours. Promotions and incentives extended to August 31st. You still get to give away money. This is a great business where you get to give away money. It's not like people have to pay anything. They actually start out as a customer or rep in profit from day one. So you continue giving away money until August 31st. Give away as much as you want. We also want to let you know that thanks again to the generosity of our chairman and co-founder, Mr. Breitbart, we have reset the Fast Start. That's right. You can earn up to an extra $300 in Fast Start bonus money for acquiring new customers and reps. This is effective as of today, and it goes up to and including September 17th. If you want, obviously you're going out and you're acquiring new reps and customers anyways, but this is an extra bonus of $300 that you can put in your pocket. So how cool is that? Power Hour on the road. We love to feature your local leadership. Just send an email with requests to marketing@anypower.com, and we will bring the show to your town. We've been all over the country with the show, and it's a lot of fun to meet local leadership and highlight what you're doing in your state and in your town. Just send that email. Upcoming guests, Wednesday, August 27th. Put this down. Breitbart, actually, that's the date, Chief Marketing Officer. We needed a change. We're going to change that to September 9th. So Breitbart will be on September 9th because I found out that he's still on vacation. So how cool is that? So Wednesday, August 27th, there will be no broadcast. And September 1st, which is the first Monday, there's no broadcast. Our broadcast will be back on Monday, September 9th. So we're doing a broadcast every day this week for a special edition. We will return on Monday, September 9th with Greg Breitbart on that day. And he will be talking about how it happened, what's happening, and where it's going. So that's happening on that date. And here it is, the right calendar right here for the full review of the 2014 National Conference. Tomorrow, Senior VP Jim Mannion and Director of Marketing Amy Nelson. Wednesday, Director of Product Development Joe Bernstein. Thursday, we've got Vice President, Representative Development Michelle Merriweather. Friday, Field Leadership. Their take on the conference, including Bob Doran, Ali Madawi. There's so many people. George Battle. They're going to be coming on virtually and here. We'll be here just to give their 5-10 minutes of what they saw and where they think we're going with this unbelievable change that we've initiated at this national conference. You're going to get, obviously, we'll show at easy.com/power hour. Recorded shows, events, and trainings. We are going to put it up. And in fact, that's a great reminder for you right now to hit the record button for this show. easy.com/recordings. There's all the content that we feel is worth your time to watch. If you missed it, it's all up there at easy.com/recordings. You'll see the link for all the shows. This is where we're going to put recorded versions of all the shows we're doing this week for a full review so you can share it with the people that couldn't make it for our live broadcast. Tonight's show, introducing to the world the Thrive Evolution. Our featured guest is none other than Communications Director John Breitbart. And if you don't know who he is, he was the extraordinary gentleman that did an unbelievable job at National Conference. The reviews were off the charts. He's in charge of all of the communications at corporate. He is a remarkable young man, absolutely brilliant in everything that he does. And he is what I refer to as the soul of our company. He's certainly an individual that knows how to thrive. So let's give a very big hand. Our live audience here and all of you out there watching, please give a very big hand for our Director of Communications, Mr. John Breitbart. Welcome to the show. Wow. So before this, wait to all those waves. Yeah, everyone's clapping and saying hello to you. Look at that. They're all coming in now. So just before we start, I just feel that I owe an explanation to everyone because it was obvious that I wasn't there.
Yeah, your presence is sorely missed.
Yeah, I wasn't at the national conference, and just so everyone understands, not because I didn't want to be there.
I think everybody already understands that.
Yeah,
but
I had tears in my watching all the Facebook posts saying, "Oh, I wanted to be there," but unfortunately, my entertainment company, I had already an engagement. My name was in the contract. My wife said, "Get out of it, send somebody else." But I couldn't do that. I mean, my name is on the agreement. I said I would be there, and fortunately, the date came after the agreement was signed for our conference, and I couldn't make it. So
yeah, I due date in the calendar. Exactly. That's why for that reason specifically, we plan to unveil registration at conference to make sure that you didn't book any DJ gigs or anything. So we want to make sure you don't miss.
At least you don't do what Kevin Marino does, because what Kevin does is he finds out when I'm not available and he books his party on the date. So I can't go up to the party.
He's actually been doing that for me as well. Yeah. I have not made one of those parties that I always seem to have.
You have his,
yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to
have a conversation.
Exactly.
I agree.
So all these rave reviews, so many things have been unveiled, and everyone at corporate delivered on their promise that whatever we experienced in 2013, this would blow it away.
Yeah, yeah. It is kind of amazing looking back at our conference in 2013 because our Full Power conference went off without a hitch. So many amazing announcements, rake advancement bonuses. What else is there? I should maybe have a quick qualifier. I think I could count the hours that I've slept in the last 4 days on 2 hands.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy when you pressed, let me make sure I record this because I'm pretty sure there will be some really interesting things that I say that I probably won't even remember after this. But, yeah,
it's been crazy.
It's been really crazy. A conference is, imagine the busiest week of your entire career going into a weekend that's then the busiest work weekend of your entire career, followed by the next busiest week. So yeah, we have a lot of work on our hands, but it's been just an incredible and beautiful, uplifting experience for all of us. Just the love and the appreciation that we felt at the event was just amazing. And yeah, we've never, at the home office, I can speak for everybody, we've never been more inspired and more motivated to do everything that we know we need to do to make this opportunity everything that it can be.
That's awesome. And tonight we're going to talk about the evolution of Thrive. So those that were at the conference that might have missed a few of the nuances or a few of the things, to really understand how this is going to be positioned or how they can position this moving forward until the full transition takes place. And you know, also just to give people that are new an understanding of this evolution. So you have provided some slides that we're going to cover.
Yeah.
And you can go through it and get it started.
Yeah, so these are my wonderful brother, Gregory Breitbart, who is one of our founders. He presented this wonderful presentation at the event and just did an amazing job. So I'm not going to be able to do the same quality of job that he did, but I will do my best. And I was not there at the very beginning, which was like October of 2009. The company was incorporated, but I did join the company as the 7th employee in May of 2010, right after we started enrolling customers. So I've seen pretty much the whole evolution. I think I was there when this photo was taken. So hopefully I can take you guys through it.
Yeah, explain this photo.
So yeah, this is the very humble beginning of North American Power. This is a photo from the conference room / CEO's office of our first corporate headquarters. The office, I would say you can probably see about maybe 70% of the entire office in that photo. You see our door there. That was our reception area behind there, and I think the only thing that's not included is the bathroom. So yeah,
bathroom?
We did have a bathroom. That was very important. But yeah, this was basically our first office. Right, was around 900 square feet. It was actually, I guess, selected by my brother because it was also directly underneath his apartment. So it was a very convenient commute for him. But yeah, this was sort of the humble beginnings. And the reason Greg included this, yeah, this is the outside. So you can see the office, it wasn't even the entire first floor. It was just the right half of the first floor. So, and then my brother's apartment is at the right half of the top floor in South Norwalk. So yeah, the reason
we had a long commute.
Very long commute. The reason he included this in the presentation is to get across the idea that when we named the company North American Power, it was an incredibly bold and aspirational name to give a company of our size. I mean, if you imagine putting the name North American Power on the front of that office, I mean, people would walk by and laugh because, I mean, what North American Power, it's like this, it sounds like this huge, massive company, all throughout North America, you know, millions of dollars, all that. How are 4 people in a tiny office, all of North American Power? But we did it because in the energy business at that time, it was very important that we had credibility. You know, people really needed to trust that, you know, we were a legitimate company, that we knew what we were doing. And what's really amazing is that the people, 4 or 5 people that worked in that office, really evidently really did know what they were doing, despite the humble environment we were in. Right. But yeah, that was really that was the start. That was the front. That's Greg taking a photo. where we would have put the name if it wouldn't have been such a huge embarrassment for us to do so.
So that's actually Greg taking the picture.
That's Greg taking the photo.
Okay. So we never did put the name on there.
We never, yeah, it would have just been laughable.
Okay, so we refrained from that. So,
yeah.
But very quickly, we moved up.
We did, yeah, we definitely did. We grew more in our first year than anybody ever would have expected. I believe we're one of the fastest growing. For our first year, we were one of the fastest growing companies in the history of our industry. We grew over 100,000 customers in 1 year, and that was just unheard of. And that success was largely, I mean, it was a team effort, but so much of that had to do with the work of my brother Greg and his brilliant job with marketing, and also my father as well. And really, he was able to combine that success and the really unprecedented success with his incredible ability to enroll people, really begin to start attracting some of the best and brightest in the industry. So from there, we really started growing quickly and very rapidly had to expand into our second offices and then our third office and eventually our headquarters.
Just to point out to everyone, our original logo was green and yellow, and so that preceded this, and then we changed it, I think it was last year, right?
Yeah, something like that.
To the blue, which I love that color.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that color. In fact, now I'm going to have to change my entire wardrobe because the clothes that I have North American Power hats and everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll have to
yeah,
a little bit more money to upgrade into that.
So from here, let me just give a little background. So this was really our logo, and what really happened is that we really started first as an energy company, and that was the original intention. We didn't fully imagine that all of these wonderful things, this incredible opportunity that was created, it really evolved naturally out of the creativity and the inspiration of a lot of the people who we were working with. And the reason I said that is because North American Power, while it's such a brilliant name for an energy company, and it gave us a great amount of credibility, and people really trusted it, and it really helped get where we are. It's not a great name to really describe what has really become something that's so important to us, which is this network opportunity, referral opportunity. And that's for a few reasons. One, if you look at the growth of some of the largest direct selling companies in the world, so much of that growth has come from international expansion. And, as much as we benefited and just been uplifted and fulfilled by helping tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in this country, we absolutely want to take that movement and expand it internationally one day. So the North American part, we were really looking at it and thinking, God, we really can't expand internationally.
Well, you can go to Canada.
Yeah, maybe Canada.
Canada. We'll take North American.
Yeah, exactly. But I think people maybe in Mexico and Central America probably don't identify themselves as North American. So it just wasn't a name that really would have carried us into international expansion, which is our plans eventually. And the other thing is that Power, we got into the network opportunity because it was really what we saw as the perfect way to spread our business and share our wonderful products with the world. And in two reasons. One is because our products, sometimes it's hard to explain what we have to offer in a commercial or on a billboard. People need to really understand what it is, how to do it. So it helps to have a person be able to, a friend, to share that message through word of mouth. And then we also recognized when we were starting in 2010, right around the time that the economy was still in horrible shape, there were so many people that were desperately looking for additional ways to make money. And we just saw it as a perfect opportunity to marriage renewable energy with an income opportunity and provide people an opportunity to really become social entrepreneurs and to have the ability to make a meaningful income by doing something that's also very meaningful and fulfilling, which is helping others, sharing renewable energy and spreading that movement. So we did it with that intention, and but then we quickly realized the success of the network also also just overwhelmed us and surprised us and exceeded our wildest expectations. And very quickly we realized that with the states that offer energy choice, it's a lot in England and Georgia, and then of course there's Texas, and there's so much opportunity within those states. But even once we get into Texas, that still, I think, makes our total number of states where we can sell electricity and natural gas almost 12 states. So there's the entire rest of the country where we have American wind to offer, but for a lot of people, American wind might be difficult to understand, and we wanted to be able to provide other products beyond energy to really give the best opportunity for all of you in the network that we possibly could. So for that reason, the power portion of North American Power also became somewhat limiting because we want to move beyond power. We want to be able to offer a whole wide range of amazing, best-in-class products and services that are going to improve people's lives and therefore it directly improve the opportunity by giving you guys even more great products and services to share. So it's sort of it's a funny evolution where we began just 4 years ago with a name that was so bold and so aspirational, thinking like, man, this is kind of ridiculous. We are never going to live up to the name North American Power. Like, what are we thinking? Who do we think we are? And then 4 years later, we're still a very young company, and now we're looking at North American Power being like, God, we're so much bigger than that. We have so much more potential in this name.
Yeah, we certainly are. I just want to let everyone know that our platform, podcast platform, can only allow up to 500 people to watch the show. So we are recording it. We'll post it. If people are missing it, they can't come in and they're texting messages. It's basically the first one to log in gets to go in. We just want to show you. Obviously, there are a lot of people that have joined us for the show. So we thank everyone for taking your valuable time to just learn about everything that was experienced at this national conference. Our goal is to bring you up to speed as quickly as possible on everything that was shared and how to use that information to move your business forward, because at the end of the day, that's what we all want. So let's continue with the visual. We now have this.
Right. Yeah. So this was when we looked and thought about really what the opportunity was all about. So understanding, okay, North American Power, that's too small. Really, where do we want to go? What are we trying to do? What is our why as a company? Why are we doing this? We really recognized that the opportunity itself was really the product. That is really what we're offering. It's not, North American Power is a name of a sort of a range of products. It's power offered in North America. We didn't want to name a company entirely based just on the products we were offering.
Right.
We wanted to really have a name that was going to be iconic and memorable, and also really become something that redefines what's possible in business, and also sort of changes I think all great brands seem to kind of change the language and change the culture and provide cultural shifts or paradigm shifts. You think about Google and Apple and companies like that, Facebook. These are names that are just now a part of the collective. I mean, they're such an integral part of our lives, and they're great names that really describe what it is they do. I mean, Google is the number of 1 followed by about 100 zeros, and that describes what Google gives you, just infinite possibilities. Apple represents a bite from the tree of knowledge, so it represents knowledge, which is really what Apple is all about. And Facebook, I mean, it's a lot of Facebook on it, but it's a pretty basic one. But so we really wanted something that was going to be that powerful and that long-lasting and significant. And I think we can all agree Thrive really does that. When you think about it, there's sort of, sadly, most people on this planet are lucky if they're able to survive. They're struggling to get food and water and shelter and just the basic necessities of life. And there's a very small group of people luckier than that who are able to really live and have some quality of life and are not about basic survival, but very, very few people on Earth right now are truly able to thrive. They're where they are just in the flow of life. They're not worried about, where their next paycheck is coming from, how they're going to support their family. They're able to do the things they love to do with the people that they love doing things with, and that's really what the ultimate why for us of what we're in the business for. We want to give people the opportunity to create a better life, to give them the opportunity to truly thrive and make the most of their short time here on Earth. And that's really, we thought, what better name could we possibly choose to describe everything that we do but thrive.
It's a brilliant name. I absolutely love it. At the end of the show, we're going to have Valerie come up, and she's going to present someone that just wants to share a testimonial of attending the conference. And I'll put up a poll, everyone, to get your feedback on what you think of the name of the opportunity, what you think of Thrive, so you can participate on that level. And we'll do that just at the end of the show.
Great.
But what's extraordinary to me is you talk about the rest of the world, a lot of areas in the world. But even though the United States is the richest country in the world, in our own backyard, we have so many people in need. I mean, there's 100 million Americans, and I was shocked by the number. 100 million Americans on food stamps.
Yeah,
100 million Americans in collections. So obviously, what we have as an opportunity is to show the difference we can make in this country for the people in need, and show them an opportunity, and then really, really get good at it, and then share and really drive a movement, create an unstoppable movement, and then bring this to so many other countries that could benefit from everything that we're doing right here.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It feels like what was so really amazing about the event is it really because of the name change and because of how aspirational now Thrive is and how big a concept that is. It really feels like day one all over.
It does.
It's not like
it is.
It really is. It's like the 12:01 a.m. on day one of this opportunity. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but we're going to have a lot of fun doing it.
Can't wait for the new T-shirts to come out.
Yeah. I think there's a few of those at the end of the slide.
So we've got a great explanation, and you're going to continue with some of the images.
So I think I may have jumped ahead a little bit, but if you script the next so Thrive is, the definition is to prosper. Well, there's two. One of them is to prosper, flourish. Another is to be fortunate or successful. I think we all want to be these things. And this was Greg's favorite, to grow vigorously. So that's something we all want to do. Both we want to grow the company vigorously, but we also have an opportunity for personal growth as well, and which is one of the best things that we can offer. So so there it is. That's the new logo. And this is something that is probably pretty clever that our creative director, Paul Ronsky, came up with. Really, at the point when we all really liked the name Thrive,
right?
But when we saw this, it kind of gave us this tingly feeling where we were like, "Ooh, okay, this is really, really good." And that is, you'll notice that next to the eye, there's a little petal there. And when we first saw that, Paul was presenting this to us, we thought, oh, cool, it's kind of a throwback to our North American Power logo. Right. It's grounding us and where we came from. That's really cool. And then he showed us this slide where the THR is kind of faded out a little bit, and you realize that that petal is also an apostrophe, and it's representing I. So just as everybody's business begins, or their journey with North American Power and Thrive begins with a why, why you're in the business, what you're trying to do and accomplish. But that journey really is defined by and really determined by statements of I've. So in this case, I've been able to spend more time with my family, or I've been able to buy a new car, or I've been able to quit a job where I wasn't appreciated, which plenty of our representatives and leaders have done. Right. And that's really, we're going to have it's just an example of one of the ways that we're going to get creative with the name and the logo and really take this concept of Thrive and use it to just bring so much life and enthusiasm and creativity into everything that we're doing, from videos to materials, documents, etc. So we're just so excited. As someone who is in the creative profession, works on our communications and our websites and our videos, it's just so exciting to have such a cool foundation and idea that you could really just take to so many cool fun places. So
yeah, what's interesting is some of the feedback that I got was when this was being presented and Thrive was put out, I mean, it's changed. And for people, yeah. Anything that changes, people are thinking more than reacting.
Right.
Is it good? Is it bad? Why are they doing it? I mean, it tends to be that kind of reaction. And what was shared with me is that the response was measured. It wasn't overly enthusiastic. But the moment that Greg started sharing the I part, then they went wild. They got it. It was like the connection was immediate. And from what I understand, everyone at the conference fell in love with the brand, with what it stands for, everything.
Yeah, I think the word Thrive was said more in that room that weekend than has ever been said in the entire state. So yeah, everybody was very excited about it. But you're absolutely right. I think when it was building up, because Greg he did a great job, and I remember reading his speech. He wanted me to take a look and everything. And the build-up to it, it's like just when you think he's about to announce it, there's another paragraph and then another paragraph. So I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be really exciting. But I think also there's going to be some tension where people are like, oh my God, there's going to be a new name. Am I going to like it? Yeah. If I don't like it, what do I do? Does that, do I want to still represent a company with a name that I don't like? And then I think there's also things where people, you have to create systems. You have to get into a mindset where you're used to doing the same thing over and over again, and you're consistent with it and how you share the opportunity. Something as big as name change, I think, got people thinking, oh my, how is this going to affect me? Am I going to have to, use different tools? It got people. It wasn't that they weren't excited. It was just that they were thinking a lot about the implications as it was being unveiled. But I think once they really started to let the name sink in, really started thinking about where this name allows us to go and where it's going to take us, you could just feel the energy in the room just kind of start buzzing. And and this was also unveiled, I think, at like 6:05 on Friday night. The event started at 6. This is like, the event just got started, somebody's just sitting in their seat, and boom, the name change. You did that like that. No warm up, nothing. Go right into it. Exactly. We wanted to start. You guys, well, as always with these, fearless. It is such a challenge to take everything we have to unveil and pack it into. You think 3 days is a long time. It's really not. With everything that we had to unveil and to talk about, we really had to be focused with what we shared. And for example, on Friday night, it was the unveiling of the new name, but it's also our Texas, pre-launch. We were unveiling the launch date of Texas, and then we had a whole Texas rally where we were inviting guests to come in and see a presentation. So right after we unveiled the name, Greg hinted at where it was going to take us into new products and services, but we weren't really able to focus on that at all. We had to go right into Texas. So we kind of unveiled the name and this exciting new direction, and we were like, all right, let's sit on that for the night, ponder what that could mean, and let's talk about Texas for a little while. So yeah, it was. We had some fun playing with the perception. Well, I can tell you, as a business builder with this opportunity, it comes down to, do I prefer to lead with, if I was selling power, my preference would be North American power, if I'm selling power. Yeah, exactly. But if I'm offering an opportunity, I will take Thrive hands down. Yeah, because my supplier is North American power. Exactly. But the opportunity is Thrive. And that I'm glad you mentioned that. One thing that we want to make very clear is that the name North American Power is not changing. That is still our name for our energy company, and it always will be. It's a great name for an energy company, and it really represents what we're doing there. And we also have now that we are, that we a little bit separated the opportunity identity with Thrive and North American Power. It allows us to really improve the North American Power brand and really make it a brand for an energy company. We've had for the last few years this a balancing act of, trying to define the brand for an energy company, but also an income opportunity. And it was difficult to kind of keep those messages, sort of targeted. We often struggled with different agencies or partners that we worked with. They would get confused because the voice that you want to use for an energy company when you're communicating to customers is totally different than how you can communicate to representatives. So it created a lot of conflict and confusion, and that's why we wanted to separate
customers with representatives from the network. I mean, and I'll tell you, you mentioned to protect the brand of North American Power, but also to protect the brand of the network.
Sure. Yeah.
Because anything that happens with North American Power, if we had challenges with rates, things like that, we're able to separate that.
Yeah, and it's just the idea of Thrive is really to, actually I think you can maybe go to the next slide if we're getting to that section of the presentation. Yeah, I'll kind of talk a little bit about this. So about 90,000 hours of a person's life is spent in an office, at work. But if you go to the next, actually, I guess there's not a slide for this, but about 50 years of an average person's life will be spent somewhere else, and that is at home. So the idea of Thrive is really to improve people's lives by improving their experience where they spend the most time, which is at home. So we recognize that North American Power is an energy company. We sell energy and all of that, but we really are selling a certain type of home service. It's providing energy for the home and sustainable energy and all of that. But we wanted to, we had branched out, started a solar company, which we are in the development process. And as we mentioned on stage this weekend, we are planning to offer our solar products through Thrive one day in the not too distant future. So we realized, okay, that is another home service and it's energy, and this really all falls under a category that we're referring to as Thrive Sustainable Homes. These are ways to make your home more sustainable, not just in terms of being more sustainable for the environment, but being more financially sustainable by locking into a fixed rate or going with a solar product where you can get a cheaper rate for your energy. So that was really one category. But we thought, what other products and services could we offer for the home that would really improve people's experiences? And that's what really brought us to our first new product category that we unveiled at the event, which was Thrive Smart Home. And that is a product or service that's going to be powered by Vivint, which is the leading smart home provider in the United States. And I'm not going to go into this in too much detail because Joel Bernson, our Director of Product Development, he'll be here on Wednesday, and he'll be talking about that product and that service. And really, he'll provide all the details, but I'll just give you a little bit of a preview. Basically, when you've seen movies in the future, and this distant future when everything is connected and everything speaks to each other, and you can turn the lights off in your home, from your phone, you can change the temperature, you have all these custom settings. As soon as you come home, your house knows that you're there, and the temperature increases exactly where you want it. And when you go to sleep, the lights turn off and the temperature goes down, and all this incredible, sophisticated technology. That is all available today for Vivint for a very reasonable monthly service that we're going to be able to offer. And it's just, I've used the product. A few of our employees have signed up for it. It's just, you feel like you're in the future, basically. It's a really cool experience to, be able to look at your phone. And Greg does this all the time. He, pulls up video footage from his home or from his apartment, and he can see if he left the light on. He can see if he left the TV on. He can turn everything off and on his phone. It's just the coolest product ever. And the most exciting thing is this service is available in all 50 states, and is one of the most lucrative products that we'll be able to offer through Thrive. So in many ways, almost immediately, it's not launched yet. It'll be launching in October, but this product, especially when you consider that it'll be more lucrative than any of our energy products, and is available in 38 more safe than our current energy products. I mean, in more ways than one, we didn't just double the opportunity. We've tripled, quadrupled the size and the scale of your opportunity. And this is just the first new category. There will be plenty of other categories, and then there will be plenty of other products within the categories. So it's just a huge expansion of what you have to offer through the opportunity and the income potential that we all have.
Joel Bernstein will be our guest on Wednesday, and he's going to review the products, all the enhancements and the product additions and the criteria that went into choosing Vivint as a partner. I will, at the end of this presentation, this episode, put the website up for the people that are not aware of it. There aren't any slides to show right now of the system. I will put up a link for you so you can read a little bit more about this technology that we now can share. I know that Valerie was the second person at National Conference to sign up for the system.
You must be a fast runner.
Yeah. So we will.
Michael D'Angelo.
Yeah.
So we're going to be having the Power Hour will be in a home that will have this system.
Yeah.
And I believe our appointment, September 9th is the installation.
Oh, beautiful.
September 9th, we're going to be secure.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to rely on my 5-pound Yorkie, Monty, to protect the house.
I've seen how well-trained Monty is. I feel like he's probably better as a guard dog than most Doberman or
He is pretty good.
Yeah.
But we're excited. I mean, we're going to get this cool technology system in a place. And I got to tell you, what's really funny is that I've been thinking for a while that we need to do something in our home. We do so much traveling, things like that. I've got a studio in here that, we broadcast the show. And it was like the perfect timing of this introduction of the technology. So obviously, I mean, we signed up right away for it. And it was a huge hit. I mean, there was lineups, like I think over 100 people signed up right away.
Vivint is a very, very big, well-established company. I think they sold recently for a few $1 billion. Actually, we're in good company. They also have, I believe the same year we were, included in Forbes' most promising companies in America. So this is a well-established company. They have amazing customer service. And, they have a variety of partners. So we're a new partner for them. Right. And really, there's so much that we could do with them, but a lot of that is going to be dependent on, the success that we have. If we have, mild success, then, they'll work with us and everything like that. But if we can just share this as much as possible and we have massive success, then we can really be an established partner of theirs and work together with them to improve their product, to expand the services that we can offer. And I think based on the success of this weekend, I think we caught their attention. I think they're pretty impressed. And so I think we're off to a good start.
And you know what is exciting is that Valerie was at Home Depot and connected with a stranger. The guy gave a card, right away was interested in the system. And we shared it with a few other people. Everyone's interested. Tell me more. It was like an immediate way to open a door because everyone's, hey, that's really cool. I'd like to learn more about it. So we're definitely excited. I want to just go back to the branding of Thrive because we kind of skipped over to how important it is that the network is branded. Because, the leadership, and you talk about the people that have been with North American Power for 3 to 4 years, we figured out very quickly that in terms of separating the brand, we keep trying to teach people that our product is the opportunity. Yeah. It's not energy. Right. It's not electric. It's not natural gas. It's not American wind. It's the opportunity. That's our product. What has happened with this brand, Thrive, makes it so much easier for us to really get people to understand it's about the opportunity. Yeah. And if you end up with a customer that just wants system, great, but it'll be easier for us to get someone to take a look now at our opportunity.
Absolutely. It really does solve so many problems that we've faced. The problem of the limited market, the problem problem of relying and building an entire, national community of representatives, people who are attaching their hopes and dreams and their aspirations for their life and their family's life to selling a product that literally is the most volatile commodity on the planet. I mean, there's no other commodity, coffee, orange juice, anything, steel, whatever it is, that fluctuates in price more than electricity. And for example, this winter with the polar vortex,
right,
in New England, you can look at the chart. We actually shared this chart with the representatives to explain what was going on, because our rates had to increase. In some cases they may have doubled, but we showed how on the chart how not only did our rates, the wholesale price of electricity, it didn't double or triple or quadruple. It was about 60 times higher than it had ever been in history. So that is, of course, we have a very sophisticated team. We were able to deal with that, and we really, we came out of that crisis. A lot of other companies folded, a lot of them.
Yeah, the 6 energy companies.
Yeah, it was completely unprecedented what happened, and that's just the nature of the energy business. We'll never be able to get away from that. We can manage it, and we have a great team and to do that. And any customer that is on a fixed rate, they'll always pay that fixed rate and can renew. So no customer of ours ever really has to worry about that. But still, it's relying on just that one product or one series of products to grow an opportunity that's going to be so important for so many people. It's just it's not reliable. We wanted to diversify. We wanted to not have all of our eggs in one basket. And Thrive and partnerships with Vivint are really going to allow us to do that. And,
provide stability over a much longer term.
Yeah.
Because typically agreements are longer, and I think we chose a 5-year plan or something like that. But the fact is very simple. They sold a system that I only have to pay a monthly fee, and I now have security for if I'm in this house for the next 20 years, I have peace of mind.
Security as well as home automation, where things.
And apparently I have the ability to reduce by saving, because now I have the control over efficiency.
Yeah,
that I didn't have.
Exactly.
So there's all kinds of pros to this. It's really awesome and exciting. Can't wait to get the system installed.
Yeah.
And you mentioned solar, because there were a few people. Brad refused to talk about solar when he was on the show. He got like a message from on high about solar. I get, and I understand why we didn't want to. We want to focus on the conference and what was going to be rolled out. I get that. But the point I was trying to make with Brad on the show regarding solar is when we introduce solar, again, for a business builder, it provides even more stability.
Absolutely.
Because when somebody signs on, they're signing up for 20 years.
Exactly.
So I've got 20 years of residual.
On the North River Power website, you want a 3-month fixed plan or a 6-month or a 20-year plan?
That is, and that's what's exciting to me. I try to get people to understand that you got to think of what the company is doing, how innovative, how creative they are, and how committed they are to being the very best. And everyone gets taken for this amazing ride.
Yeah.
That all you have to do is just participate at whatever level you can participate.
As my father says, just show up.
Show up.
Show up to the events. Read the communications. Stay on top of what's going on.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
So no, just so we're clear, solar will be coming eventually. Look for the 2015 National Conference in Dallas. That's just my opinion. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I think
maybe 2016.
I think we want to move as quickly as possible. We already have so many amazing ideas for new categories and new products and new services. There's just so many wonderful companies out there that we would love to do business with. So there's going to be a lot to unveil at our Thrive 2015 conference in Dallas, and there will be some really exciting things happening from now until then.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to see if we're finished the slide. I think there was a few more.
I think the last few were just a few examples of the Thrive logo and how it will be incorporated. So you go now down a little bit more.
1 second, I'm waiting for it to load. On.
while you're doing that, I just want to make a point about branding and consistency. So an important thing to understand is that we really view all of the representatives in the field as really a part of the internal North American Power and Thrive family. So Thrive is really, we presented that and we unveiled that concept really to give you guys a sneak peek of it and a preview of it. It is not as if right now, you know, the materials for business and all that, everything right now is staying the same. You don't have to think about how do I present the Thrive opportunity, or, you know, what tools am I going to use, or do I have to make my own tools? It's really everything for right now is going to remain the same. We have a early opportunity for representatives to get their Vision system so that they can get used to it before we officially launch that for customers in October. And we have, over really the next 2 months, we're going to be making a seamless transition and really launching Thrive in an official way, you know, and that will include a full website, beautiful, you know, sharing tools that you can use to grow the business and share with others. But in the meantime, really, you don't have to do anything different than what you've already been doing. You know, if it's something you want to share with people once they sign up for North American Power as, hey, this is the direction that the company is going in, you know, that's a good idea. But really, nothing has to change right now. And we really are just asking everybody to be patient and to just stay tuned for what we have to unveil. And one of the keys of that is, you know, a whole point of a brand is to have one voice and one message that's simple and direct and really, you know, just provides clarity and comfort to the consumer. You know, if a customer is getting mixed messages or things don't look different coming from the same company, it just gets confused. And they don't know what's what, and a lot of times you can just get them to say, I don't have any interest. So that's about policing and making sure that their brand is consistent and used exactly the same. So we really want to make sure that, you know, none of the leaders try to create their own materials or, you know, try to create videos or anything to prevent what Thrive is, because to be honest, we just don't completely know what Thrive is. To some extent, we don't totally know what Thrive is. That's what we're working on right now.
Great point.
To your point, we don't have a tagline. North American Power, the tagline is, you know, Power for Change.
Right.
Thrive does not have a tagline yet, and I'd like to just throw out an idea, because I can.
You can do this. Your show.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if we could open up the entire field as a contest to come up with a tagline that they could propose, and we could look at all the ideas coming from the field.
Wow.
On what would be a great tagline to go with? What do you think?
My initial impression is the tingly feeling, and that's usually how I go
like
based
that.
on feeling. I think, you know, I've always thought, and I think science is beginning to get to this, that our thinking mind is nowhere near as intelligent as our feeling mind. So I try to go make decisions on intuition. Obviously, I can't decide and say that we can do that, but it sounds good to me. It feels good to kind of bring everybody into the fold in the creative process. So.
And you're feeling so good about that idea. I was thinking that we could put this out as a contest and maybe offer $10,000.
Oh my gosh! I go right now.
The one who actually gets the tagline picked. I mean, we save a lot of money from having an advertising firm do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
throw that idea out there.
Yeah, and moving on. No, I think it's a very interesting idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
yeah, so I mean, I'll say this: we are always open to suggestions. So if anybody thinks of a tagline and that they think would be good, you can always feel free to send that into us, and maybe we can make something possible with that. But yeah, we are going to have so much fun defining and building this brand together. And as always, you know, the brand is not just, when you think about the experience customers have, they have an experience with a logo and a website and a video, but the majority of our brand is really our representatives. It's how you carry yourself, the words you say, it's the feelings you have, the intentions that you bring into every conversation that you have about the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And that really is our brand more than anything else. You know, we could have the most beautiful brand in the entire world, all the amazing logos, videos, etc. If we had a bunch of jerks in the field sharing that, it wouldn't matter how pretty that brand is. So, yeah, you really all are a part of Thrive. There's no separation between home office and what we're doing and the field and everything you're doing. We're just one big, happy, thriving family, and we're going to build this beautiful company together. So.
You know what? I think there's so many people as viewers online. I think we crashed the platform.
Oh, boy. Well, that's good because we're out of blood.
Yes. Some of you, could you just type in that you still got the audio and the video component? It's recorded, so it's not an issue. I'll be able to put it up after. But I'm just let me know that you're still there because we might have crashed the platform.
Well, we only had 3 minutes left anyway. So.
Okay. So yeah, that would that's not good if we did that. If we crashed, we got to protect ourselves. So what we're going to do, I'll put this up. It'll be recorded. In fact, 1 second. If you can just give me a sec.
Sure.
I'm going